I just want to thank the Father for all that He's done in my life and in my children's life. And I would want to say this. I want what I've been through to be a lesson to other people. The lesson that I want people to learn from this is this: you don't follow people, what other people say, without doing your own research on the people or a situation. You got to do your own research because the situation, what I've been through, it shouldn't have happened naturally, but because of my position in society as a whole, this had to happen. The reason this had to happen because God wanted to make an example out of these corrupt people. And the example to take from all of this is that you don't come after innocent people, and you see this all the time because people trying to make themselves some kind of name or trying to be better than somebody else, trying to put their foot on other people's neck like they above them, and which God created all of us equal. Doesn't matter whether we're president, vice president, or Congress, senator, whatever, or in Hollywood, or the elite. They call themselves the elite, but they nothing to God because they want to put themselves above God. Or the families that think they run in the world, that's coming down, all the way down. That's going to be stripped of everything that think they're above God because they worship Satan. They worship greed. But a good example is that I pay attention to the people around me all these years. People that I loved, that I poured love into, or that I was there for them when nobody else was there. And to watch them all, take sides with a liar or liars, all over greed, all over money. And then the part was so bad. Some people knew my character, some people didn't because they didn't try to get to know my character. Some people accepted lies, some people didn't. But as I look and I see what's going on, how they was allowed to hack my devices and to try to block people from watching my videos. These are things they've been doing for years. But what I'm doing all this to say, these are things that's going to stop. Where people can get in and hack your equipment. Or people can get in and change your medical records. Or with doctors and nurses and different ones that work in the medical field. Medical examiners. I'm talking about all of them that work in the medical field. That's corrupt. The level of corruption in the medical field is horrible. But after 2026, a lot of things going to change in the medical field. In 2026, a lot of things going to change in the judicial. Didn't say that right. Judicial system. That means like the judges, the lawyers, clerk of court, all the corruption where people are being paid under the table to get away with crimes. But that's not going to be no more because everything will be out in the open now. You're going to see a lot of people all around the world. Y'all mainly going to see because y'all in the United States. Y'all going to focus mainly on the United States. But y'all going to see a lot of people that's connected to me go down. When I say that, like for instance, my husband. My husband and other people with him, he connected himself with wrong people because he was so weak-minded. He never thought on his own, and I would tell him things to help him. but he rejected that because I guess, when people narcissists, they feel offended when you tell them anything because they think already they know everything. So to persecute a person without a cause, but we've seen that over and over again in different countries in the United States. But when you gather people against people and you lie about that person's character, and you know that person not like that because you're like that, everything you said about that person, you the one like that. But I always wonder, how do these people sleep with themselves, knowing that they tried to destroy somebody's life? And some people, they have destroyed their life. Some people, they have actually murdered and framed people that's in jail. A lot of people in jail have been framed. A lot of laws been put on the book to frame people, to put people in prison for them to make money off of them. Just like the wars, they create wars to make money off the wars. I watched this. Went on from generation, from my generation. I sat back and watch and listen to God speak to me about all these wars, that went on for years and years, where they talk about we protecting our country. They never protect the country. That's the deception, the illusion that they have put to make people think that you protecting this country. How we protect when we allowed all these criminals to come in. And we didn't do any kind of background check, but we allowed them in. And then y'all sitting around here hollering about, oh, the illegal migrants, the illegal migrants. No, we should have follow the law. And the law required you do a background check. The law required that you can't go to a whole nother country. You have to file paperwork to the country next to you. You just can't fly in from Japan to the United States and want citizenship. You have to apply to the place near you to come into another country. Y'all can't do that other places, and you can't. So to go on to say that a lot of things need to be changed. A lot of things like Congress, we don't need all them people in Congress because the majority of them is corrupt. Okay, we're going to cut that out. That's going to be cut down real short. And like I said, we ain't going to be posting all these posters. I'm running for the president. I'm running for the right president. All these posters y'all put all over the mayor, the Congress, senators, all this paperwork y'all put out here. That's money wasted. What y'all need to do, y'all need to get out here and give the people, meet with the people, see what the people need. Write up what you say. Like I'm going to say it again, y'all don't need but 2 years starting out. And if y'all do what y'all say within those 2 years, then you can get 2 more years. Then after that those total 4 years, you don't need now another year. And after that, the U.S. citizens don't need to take care of you. You need to get a job. You need to get a job because we're not responsible for you because you served in Congress those 4 years. You served your time. Because when we retire, we all work a job. We have to work to get paid. Not for you all to just travel wherever y'all want to travel or do whatever y'all want to do off the taxpayers after y'all get out of office. No, we're not doing that no more. Y'all need to write down what y'all gonna do and give it to the U.S. citizens in y'all area. And now the U.S. citizens, y'all need to take this paper, hold on to this paper, and see if that person do what they say they're gonna do. If they don't do what they say they're gonna do, when election time, elect them out. And I say again, all the taxes that they collect, where the money going? Y'all need to know where the money's going. It shouldn't be no secret. It should be where you all can, like people that don't know how to get on the internet, they should be able to send out copies, letting it quarterly, letting everybody know what the tax money went, because you have that right as a citizen. But see, they want to make it look like that you don't have that right to say anything. That these people in Congress or mayors or governors have the right to decide for you all. Can decide for yourself. Then you give that to them, then they need to go and vote on it. Oops, sorry, baby. They need to have an election where whatever y'all putting in place, where the citizens can vote on that. Whatever the circumstances, like I said, the different restrictions that they put on people. Okay, you got to pay property tax. If you own your land, you should not have to pay taxes on your land. If you own your car, you should not have to pay taxes on your car. Because when you bought your land, you paid the taxes you needed to pay. All these taxes on these land need to stop. Because you own that land. You paid that land off. You own that land. Stop trying to tax people for something they don't own. And get rid of this IRS because number one, that's not a fair entity, no way. It's attachment. Another way of deceiving the taxpayers. No, cut that mess out. You're not a U.S. citizen. You don't need to get Social Security because you didn't put nothing in. We're not responsible for taking care of other people. Let these other countries take care of their own people. We doing too many things, but we're not taking care of the U.S. citizens. Yes, let's work with the other countries. Let's work with the people, not the leadership, because the leadership don't care nothing about the people. And I'll say this over and over again. If you set up and open the door and tell a whole bunch of people they can come here, they can get free house, they get free everything, then the people gonna come. But then also they was paying for them to come. But see, people don't know all this stuff. When those last 4 years where all these people flooded in the United States, they was paid to come here. They was paid to live here. They was paid to try to destroy this country. But nobody knew what was going on. Because they deceived everybody. You'll see people get on, oh, the illegal this, the illegal that. The legal need to say, no, the legal need to go home and follow the law. You can't go to their country and do what they doing in the United States. You can't do that. So we need to have some order. We need to put order back in the United States, and other countries do. Stop trying to put all these people in the United States. Let them people stay to their country and do what they do in their country, but work with them in their country to help them build their country. This bothers me when people come here in Congress or whatever and want to set up and take the money, U.S. money, and send it overseas to the people overseas, or have them people come here and they robbing the United States citizens. And I'm always bring up Minnesota. That's a good example of robbery, stealing from the people. That wasn't fair. Or having a foster home, daycare, ain't no children in there, but y'all getting money for kids. That's crazy. Look how many kids, families really need daycare. But here they robbing the system. Because they got some Somalian over them. They all Somalian, but they feel like they have a right. Number one, like I said before, you don't put Somalians over nothing because they are nothing but criminals. Somalians are nothing but criminals. I've never met upright Somalian. They criminals. I say it again. They don't have no money, no way having access to that kind of money, buying fancy cars. Here you got children all over the United States of America or family members struggling, and here they getting all the money. So you show me how it's fair. And then somebody say, oh, that's discrimination. No, what's discrimination is allowing these people come in and rob from the U.S. citizens. That's just discrimination. Now, y'all, let me get back on this subject. I'm going to get back on the subject of what went on with me. I had married this man. He's so corrupt. Well, I know I married him. I married him in the court system. At the judge in Leesville, Virginia. Leesville, Louisiana. In 1981. So, at some point, he started acting weird, which I knew he was lying and cheating. I knew cheating because he's a liar. That's why I could always sense this distrust with him, not to trust him. And which I had it because God put it there for me to know what was going on with him. So he decided with other people to try to murder me, which these people have murdered other people for money. Which they thought he done took a payout. Thought it was going to be easy peasy because they was able to unalive other people. to murder other people. But see, it didn't turn out like they wanted to do. They tried to plan all kind of stuff on me. They went to the system trying to steal from me automatically. That's all they're doing, trying to steal. And they be calling themselves some kind of destiny swap. I didn't hear them talk about it. But see, what they don't understand is that they'll target certain people because they will go in the spirit realm and they will find out a person's future. But see, what they didn't realize, tamper with it. God made them think that they were doing everything to me. But then what God does, He brought them right all in the trap. My husband, his I don't know what they call it. I guess it's whatever it is. These fake relationships, acting like they one of them. She don't love him, and he don't love her because neither one of them have love. Nor the other one of them. They do these poly relationships, and this is under the church code. These are a lot of these people part of the church code. Part of the cartels, part of the Masons, part of the Eastern Stars. Now these things, when they join the Masons, you're not supposed to know they in the Masons. That's supposed to be private, especially these corrupt type Masons. But they tried to set me up, doing fake records and stuff, calling, reporting me with a bunch of lies. What's so bad? Now this the man that I've been knowing for 46 years. Well, I'm going to say I've been knowing because I knew he wasn't no good. I knew he was corrupt. But I began to see it unfold for my own eyes, and I'm like, wow, that's why you said not to trust him. All the people that was around him, because I saw them too. All the ones in the church and outside the church, family, family. I paid attention to them too. So they started spreading lies, mainly him. Get with his, people, spread lies about you. You never did anything, but they want to lie. Oh, you this bad person. Oh, you this and you that. But yet, the funny part about all these lies, nobody never questioned, well, why are you still living in a house with her? If she's like that, why are you living in a house with her? But nobody never questioned, hey, you got sick and you couldn't do anything. But yet, you got sick and itched all over yourself, but I had to wash you down and take you to the hospital. But I'm that bad person. I'm that bad person that cooked your food every day. If I was that bad person cooking your food every day, if I was bad, wouldn't I have done something to you? Now, I'm the bad person that when you fell in 2024 and couldn't walk, I'm the one to took care of you. Okay? But I'm the bad person. But you couldn't walk. You needed surgery. How you got to all those places? Who was there with you? Was the person that you were going around saying was crazy for years? Wasn't that the one doing everything? Wasn't that the one setting up your appointments? Wasn't that the one made sure you got the surgery? Wasn't that one made sure when you woke up that was the one sitting there waiting for you? Making sure you had therapy, making sure all the schedule, everything you needed was done. But then you got better, then guess what? You went back to your old self again. Not realizing you failed because God knocked you down. Trying to get your attention, but you still wouldn't listen. But what did you do? You got even worse. Leave home. This is disrespect, y'all. Leave home. Don't say I'm gone. I don't even know he gone. But see, this is the instruction the people gave him to do. How to treat his wife. And he followed those instructions. See, I done saw stuff throughout the years that this other church we was in Richmond, I saw that. Then I got to a church in Chesapeake, and they had house church. They had a church in Portsmouth. Then they had a church, in Portsmouth. Several churches in Portsmouth, Chesapeake. Then they started a church in the garage in Chesapeake. So I began to see things that they were doing, and God began to show me. And then God gave me a vision of a pit. I was in the pit with my children. He said, you are in the pit of hell. Let me tell you what I did. I climbed out. First, I took my children out. I put each one of them out at a time. Then, after I got my kids to safety, then I got out. But I got my kids out first. And that's exactly what I did. I left that pit, that hell pit, me and my children, and have not been back since. God was showing me then what was going on in that so-called church, how they was working witchcraft. Mainly, this major one I saw working witchcraft, they had the people blind, had the people like, I can't explain it to you, but I'll put it in my book. This part of my thing I need to put in my book. How that she had everybody bound. Or everybody was bound. They couldn't talk, had something in their mouth, and had them stuck in the ground. That's represent witchcraft. And I just paid attention. So my husband, all of them was in this house, right? All of them blind, couldn't see. I'm in my car. I'm gonna stop through, to get him. So I get him all the way to the window of the house. Got climbed up there, got through the window. Then I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him to the window. But see, he liked that lifestyle. That let me know then that he loved that darkness, that sleeping around with each other, men on men and women on women. Well, you didn't have to live right. Well, you didn't, like your marriage meant nothing to you. Your children meant nothing to you. It was like he didn't have children because he was so caught up in what he wanted to do. He neglected his kids doing what he wanted to do, listening to these devils, these so-called pastors and apostles and ministers and all these other demons. That's what they are, demons. They sleep around. And I wasn't like that. So I tried to bring him out the window. Y'all, he cut up so bad. He didn't want to, he acted like he was, but he was blind. He couldn't see. But when we got to the window, see, that window represent light. He didn't want that lightness. He liked it, that darkness. He liked it, that sin. He liked it, that sleeping around with women and men. That's what he liked. And that's what they like. So as time went on, I made sure my kids had what they needed. I began to hear my kids say certain things that I knew that he was saying to them. I got around the different people. The people started acting funny with me. But yet, they didn't even know me. But they judged me on something he said, which was a lie. Or these people said, which all of them are liars. Everybody acting funny with you because of what somebody else said. They know that's not you. In reality, they honestly know it's not you. But because they are so wrapped up in their flesh like everybody else, because they can sleep around. They can be married and sleep around. Nothing's going to be said about that. That's okay. You could be a deacon, you could be the usher, and y'all ushers, y'all can go sleep all night together, not married, and come on back the next day to church and serve. Uncleanness. That's not holiness. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Break up other people's homes, break up people's marriages, and think you have a right to match that person with somebody else. Who they think they God? But guess what? A lot of them think they done got by and all that other. Some of them suffer, but they ain't suffer like they're gonna suffer. Because they think I made it through and now I'm going to die and no, baby. You got to answer to God for everything you did, every lie you told, all deceit, deception, everybody that you deceived, made them think that was the way to go when it came to God, to divide people home, divide people children, put the children against the parent. Y'all did it. Then try to take children from the parent that don't go along with y'all crap. Y'all try to divide the children from the parents, and I saw it with my own husband. And I saw it in that little mess before I left, how they tried to divide my children against me. But see, y'all all made the biggest mistake you ever made in your life. Y'all play with other people's lives like y'all did something. Y'all unalive people for insurance policy. It's gonna be a case, an old case open, and everybody gonna know y'all. I was sneaking around while y'all was married. Okay? Y'all didn't just get all of a sudden get together. No, y'all was sneaking around. But then you want to get up and try to teach somebody else. And y'all house is ragged. Y'all don't even get along. You can't stay in the same house. But then you want to call yourself teaching and preaching to somebody else. We ought to be an example. But y'all want to divide other people home because y'all miserable as hell. And y'all always been miserable. And all y'all do is put on an act in the front of everybody else. And then what the other people in the church do, they do the same thing. Put on and still a living right. Because see, nothing, you can't teach them something you're not doing. You can't be an example unless you doing it. But none of y'all was examples. Not a single one of y'all in that darn church coat. From the pulpit to the door, from the devil's pit to the door, like I said. This man dealing with them got worse toward me than I ever seen. But he was going to church every time the church door open. Because he can go and he can lay with whoever he wants to lay with. He can go on the highway and they have the little highway getaways where they sleep together. They think ain't know what's going on. But see, I had to do what God told me to do. I had to wait until God told me what to do. Like they was hurting me. That's what she tried to do. This so-called pastor called herself trying to hurt me, baby. You can't hurt me, no. Yo jacked up man you had. None of y'all. Because y'all wasn't obeying God. Did everything they could do. I guess he had orders when I went back to Amelia to go back to Amelia with me. To make it like he was all in it. And then got down there and got to be a worse devil. Went to work, pretend like he was at work half the time, he was somewhere else. Have two phones, think I had one phone. Thought I didn't know that neither. But doing all this here, but you got all these sicknesses and diseases in your body. You got high blood, you got sugar, you got high cholesterol, all this stuff got a whole medicine chest. And then on top of that, taking other drugs, street drugs. On top of that, drinking alcohol. I said, you drink, oh, no, don't drink, no, don't drink. You know what God did? I said, God, one night, y'all said, you pray. He said, oh, no, I don't want to pray. I said, no, you pray. Y'all, he was drunk, praying. My son, next day, me and my son went outside, and my son, I didn't even say anything. My son said, Mama, Daddy was drunk. Now, what kind of example is that in front of your child? But you the one that would run up in church every time the church door open. See, I want to talk about this stuff. Because this is why a lot of people don't even deal with church. And then first thing people say, go to church. Go to church for what? Or he'll say, go behind, oh, she don't go to church. Oh, she the devil. This all they say, oh, she the devil. They the devil. No, y'all the devils. That's who the devil, y'all. A person need to take their medicine on diabetes or whatever. Y'all instructed people not to take the medicine. And y'all ain't got no power. Hollering about y'all could raise the dead. A man died right in church. And you ain't raised the dead. And you just got through preaching about raising the dead. And this how deceitful, and this how dumb the people is around there. Because the man dropped dead right there. But he just finished preaching about raising the dead. Then the so-called evangelist gonna set up and stand up and lie. Like God told her something. God ain't told you nothing, ho. You're sleeping with the pastor. So shut up lying. See, nobody wants to address this stuff. Everybody's sitting back, looking stupid. Wait before they call 911. When they know they none of them had no power, they didn't call 911. I was just standing there waiting for him to raise from the dead. He just got through preaching about raising somebody from the dead. And he would preach, oh, I could go somewhere and start new anywhere. And I'm like, oh, well, you need to get started now, since you say you can leave here and you'll have whatever you need. But I didn't never see him leave. See, this is the fakeness. This is the devil's work. This is all this hoo-ha. That's what I call it. Hoo-ha. Doing all this talking, working witchcraft. Got people working witchcraft. All of them still working witchcraft. God let me see them working witchcraft, burning candles. I saw them. I'm not talking about stuff I don't know. I know what I'm talking about. See, this is why God sent me in my husband's life. He's a warlock. He do all kind of ungodly stuff. And then what he does is go spread lies about me because I'm living upright. Don't that sound familiar when you read the Bible? Your own enemy in your house. Running, going, say, oh, she this and she that. Now he laying up with some other woman or man, whatever. And she this and she that. But then yet the dumb fool that he laying in the bed with or whatever don't never say, well, are you still there? See, they don't think like that, because they feel like they getting something. Oh, you figure you got something. If the man with somebody else and he's sleeping with you, what that tell you about yourself? You don't have any pride. You don't have no dignity. You just a nobody that's trying to be somebody. Because you got these clothes or this car or this house and you think you somebody. That don't make you nobody. What's on the inside of you make you somebody. It starts from the inside out. You rotten on the inside. And guess what? It's showing on the outside. When y'all so easy, this is my point I'm getting to. When y'all so easy to follow somebody else's lie about somebody else because y'all want a reason to be mad at somebody. So you took it off on me. You took it off on me because I live right. Y'all took it off on me because y'all didn't like me because for some reason or another, oh, that's right, the light in me. That's why you didn't like me. Because I didn't run the church pretending like I was this or that. Going sneaking with somebody else's husband or wife, some other man or woman. See, that's y'all lifestyle. Family members and all. So what I'm saying is this. If this bad woman you said I was, and you said I was crazy, you got together and tried to do paperwork, power attorney, you tried to sign, used to sign land and stuff, property and stuff. Y'all falsified documents. Y'all made up all kind of fake charges while y'all was scamming and scheming and drug dealing and money laundering and all this other stuff. All these things I'm against. You would never agree with me because number one, I'm against all these things. I'm against lying, cheating, and stealing. But all you did was steal from me. And walk around with your chest out, with your two-faced self, acting like you one thing, but everybody else in that home, all you did was a raving wolf at home. A wolf in sheep clothing, all of y'all. Y'all fake and phony as they get, and you're still phony. And I don't care who don't like it. I don't care if y'all don't like me. I'm going to tell the truth whether you like it or not. Y'all don't like me because I say what I say. I expose y'all lies, deceit, and deception. That's why y'all don't like me. Donna, you don't like me because you had came in with a plot and a plan, but it didn't work. You thought you was going to live this wonderful life, kill me, murder me, and live this wonderful life, but that wasn't going to happen. See, that's that lie and deceit and deception the devil told you through that flesh that you dealt with. That's that lie she told you that she act like she had all this money. All that was a lie. But you know what? She knew you like greed. She knew she was greedy, and she knew you was greedy, and she used you for everything she could use you for. Because you love attention so much. She act like a little fool that she can't do nothing for herself. She needs you to take care of her. So y'all decide y'all gonna try to come against me with other people. Lie like saying I was cheating, selling my body, and both of y'all was doing it. She had her stuff on the side, you had your stuff on the side. But see, the thing you didn't know about her is that she already plotted against you. Or them, not just her, them, her little groupies. All that fake this and fake that, fake tests and everything. That fake love, now one of y'all capable of loving nobody. Mainly she not. She just possessive. Because she don't have her own identity just like you don't. So to say all that, think about this. How is that you dislike a person you really don't know? This is why I love my mama so much. She was a great example of this. Regardless of what somebody said about somebody else, she never believed them. She had to see it for herself. And that's what I observed the most about her. And I love that about her. You don't judge a book by its cover. You get to know people. These same people mad with me. They done slept with my husband, but you mad with me. All this here for what? Oh, to try to murder me to get money. To get what belonged to me. All this money laundering overseas. All this money laundering. All these crimes. Tied up with the cartels. For what? What's all that about? Everything. You know what, y'all? This is the funny part about all of this here, what I'm talking about. All these people that turned their back against me, mad with me because of what he said. Because they got together and spread a bunch of lies and try to say, that, or I was dating somebody, or I had a one-night stand with somebody. Who I had the one-night stand with? Or family member getting in his ear telling him something about me when they were talking about themselves. But you know what the sad part about it? He missed out. Because he chose to believe a lie. Because, see, that was pleasing to his flesh. He can look like something he not because he two-faced it. He wear a mask. But I'm ripping every bit of mask off of everybody that was ever involved with him. Every lie, I'm ripping the mask off the lie, the deceit, and deception, and the theft. All they do is steal from people. Insurance fraud out the butt. Medical fraud. Life insurance fraud. House insurance fraud. You name any type of fraud, they mix into it. Customer service fraud. And then they make you sign an NDA. If this is the case, why you sign an NDA? If this is an honest business, why you have to sign an NDA? Have you ever asked yourself that? Because you knew you were wrong just like they were wrong. Oh, but I'm the bad person. I'm the woman now. I'm put out here. I'm selling myself, sleeping around. I got AIDS or HIV. Where did I get it from? You the one I was sleeping with. My health is fine. I ain't got no problem with my health. I don't take high blood pressure medicine. I don't take diabetes medicine. I don't take nothing. I don't drink alcohol. Everybody know me know I don't drink alcohol. Everybody know me know I don't smoke neither. So where did you conquer up them lies? And you know what? I'm sorry for the people that didn't really get to know me. Because you really didn't get to know me. You lost out on an opportunity that's finna come forth. They doing all the witchcraft they can work to try to prevent me from moving forward. Prevent me from having a beautiful marriage. Having a beautiful life with another man. They call themselves trying to prevent me from doing that. All that witchcraft, all this stuff that they ain't been doing, it ain't gonna work. I'm here to tell y'all, it ain't gonna work. I don't care. Y'all could do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. However, now don't that sound kind of selfish? You got yourself for all the hoes and men you want. Y'all, all y'all. I'm talking y'all in that coven. That church coven. All kind of little covens. Where they done obligate themselves. They done sold themselves to the devil for money that they never gonna really see because of their own greed. Or I'm a fancy car. Time he told me, oh, I win the lottery. I'm gonna buy me a Corvette and go on off in there. Going off in there. Go on by my business. What did that say about him as a husband, as a father? Selfish and self-centered. I said, well, what you gonna do for me? He ain't said a word. But see, that's what he can look like. He's somebody. Y'all, let me tell you something. Things don't make you somebody. Your character, your true character of who you are, make you somebody. But when you're around a bunch of people, everybody wearing masks, nobody can see nobody. But when that light walk in the middle, all that darkness, all the mess you can see. But what I'm saying again, if I'm this bad person, why didn't you never leave? When I told you from day one, we can divorce. Anytime you feel like you want somebody else, we can divorce. What happened to that? That door was always open for you. Every time you call yourself trying to be slick, I said what I said. You come through the door, I said what I said. I said, oh, you mad with your hoe. Now you're trying to take it out on me. We ain't doing that. But then you want to act like I didn't know what was going on. Because see, you were so self-deceptive. You deceived your own self. You deceived your own self. Every business I tried to help you build, you tore it up because you were jealous. Because you knew good and well that I can outshine you. But I wasn't about outshining you. I was always trying to lift you up to be a better person. But you didn't see that. You got jealous instead because you had other jealous people in your ear. And you received all that. But now, I'm sure by now you know everything that you done waste your time putting all that money into is all coming down. All of it, every bit of it, all over the world is coming down. All that fake paperwork, forged paperwork, went out and forged my name on stuff, other people's name on stuff, fake businesses where y'all acting like it's this and it's something else. Say, for instance, you got a storefront, acting like y'all making money off the storefront. No, y'all making money off of child trafficking, porn, all dark web stuff. See, drug dealing, all this stuff. And then the people that's doing it, they know better. They doing it because they full of greed to want to look like something on the outside. And they miserable. Want to pretend like they so the loving couple ever and then get home and fight like cats and dogs. But he tried to bring that spirit to my house. And I told him, I'm not doing this. I'll walk off. God said, walk off. It ain't worth it. Because he ain't nothing. See, that's how God see you, as nothing but a piece of flesh. But you to put all that confidence in that flesh, now it's disease infested. Because God gave you somebody to satisfy you. But you went listen to some church person telling you what you need to do in your bedroom. And they had nothing to do with what's going on in your bedroom. They have no right to tell you what you can do in your bedroom with your husband and wife. That's y'all business. But no, you had to go tell your business what's going on in your bedroom to somebody else, to other people. And they had nothing to do with the church, pastor, apostle, I don't care who they are. They mess was messed up already. You couldn't see that. I saw it when I walked through the door. That they ain't had nothing going on. But no, you followed they lie. Then you start getting worse than what you was. And now look at you. Now look at you. Where you thought all that, doing all that, spending that time doing all that, faking it. Going to work lying to your wife. Just lying to your wife. Lie after lie after lie. For what? I didn't require you to lie. You chose to lie. I didn't. I wanted to build, but you built with other women because you wanted to scam them. But see, this one was fixed just for you, for her to scam you. The scammer getting scammed, or everything you try to take from me and my children to give to other whores. Yeah, I said whores. That's what they are. Anybody that invading somebody's marriage is a hoe, whether male or female. You're a hoe. And you know the funny part about it? Now can satisfy each other. I don't care. Y'all can do all that freaky stuff all you want. All that is lust. That's a demon driving both of y'all. The devil is in both of y'all seats. Everybody that's involved, the devil's driving all y'all. Driving all y'all crazy. That devil driving y'all crazy. Don't get in court and say, oh, I got a mental problem. Y'all remember to pull this video. Ain't now one of them got a mental problem. Remember I said they premeditated everything. Everything they did was premeditated. When they murder somebody, it's premeditated. When they decide they're going to come together try to kill me and my son, that was premeditated. When they decide they're going to try to cause a truck accident with the red truck for my daughter Cammie, that was premeditated. And then gonna try to twist it, try to blame it on me when God done already told me what happened. He tried to kill his own daughter for insurance money. Not just insurance money. I can say some other stuff, but I can't say it here. Some things I can say, some things I can't say. It was all for insurance money. All for greed. All over greed. Murdering, killing people for greed. Pull up the bodies. Do toxicology reports. Wasn't no heart attack. Wasn't no suicide. Wasn't no stroke. All that stuff that they put on there, it was a lie. And they have medical examiners working with them. People to fill out the death certificates. Okay? Murdering babies. They kill the babies. They kill the children. All for insurance money. Check it out. Arson, set fires. Check it out. All for insurance money. Everything I'm saying, I guarantee you can look. I love to say the day July the 16th, 2026. Write it down in your pad. Make sure you date it. You could put the time on there. You're going to find out everything I'm saying is going to be coming to pass because everybody's going to see all the people that they have murdered. What is it about a beach house? What is about the water? What's in the water? What's at the landfill? Y'all did a lot of trips going to the landfill. Who did you meet at the landfill? Or what did you drop off at the landfill? Why did you have that acid? What was the acid about? You told me don't touch. Or it'll take your skin off. What was all that about? Why would you need this kind of acid around the house? But you thought I believed everything you say. Really? I already knew what kind of person you was. But yet I'm the one, I'm the one supposed to be selling my body. I'm the one supposed to be had a private relationship. Everything that you did, you said I did it. Because you know what? You didn't want a decent woman. You wanted trash. You didn't want a wife. Somebody to love you. You wasn't used to that. See, the type woman I am, you wasn't used to that. You was used to trashy women. And that's what you connected yourself with, trash. Not no decent women. And then you were fool with children. And you know what? Every time I looked at you, it made me sick to my stomach. You and my sister. But I still treated y'all with love because I know God is real. So I'm going to end this here, and I'm going to say this to all people that decide to join his bandwagon, to all the people that work with him to try to unalive me or cause hurt or harm to my son and me. Well, my son, we had to escape death. We had to leave our own home because of him, because of these people that did not think about what would have happened to my son. But see, they already plan on unaliving him too. Everything they tried to plan, put me in an institution, none of it worked. The false reports, the hiring an investigative reporter to investigate you, and the investigator didn't find nothing, then y'all gonna try to create something? Going to people, that's a HIPAA law. Going to people medical records without their permission. Ordering my birth certificate. How y'all don't have that right to do that? All this fake stuff, all these forged records. Going into court looking like trying to say y'all me and all this other stuff. It's going around saying I'm dead. And I just told y'all what the date is. And my name Jothanette Meeks. My maiden name is Holmes. My marriage name is Meeks. And I'm going to say this again. I never received any paperwork about divorce because, number one, we have a son that's autistic, that's disabled. So you can't get a divorce without going through that to make sure that my son is okay. So all this other stuff, all this thing, they didn't work, that was illegal. All of that was illegal. All this stuff that they did was illegal. Well, the point is this here. If you remarried, that was illegal. That's illegal too. If you remarried while I was living in the house with you, coming together with you, as husband and wife do, that's illegal. Because you're not supposed to be touching each other. So what am I missing? Or I left and you got married. Well, where's the paperwork? You know where I was. You told them, I don't know, that's a lie too. Tell me, you done lied. You done set up and lied on paperwork. The lawyers that work with you, they all going down too. The lawyer and judges, all the ones that's involved in the corruption and the stealing and all that stuff, the realtor, the banks, the people that work in the bank, the people that work in the post office that try to interfere with the mail, send it one place. That's a fair offense. Somebody else's mail, that's a fair offense. Taking money, taking people across the seas, over waters and stuff, that's a RICO charge. Even crossing to another state, RICO charge. Those are RICO charges. Child trafficking, RICO. Human trafficking, RICO. Oh, don't forget drugging people. That's a RICO. That's a charge. Meeting people at the hotel, unaliving people. Oh, what? Oh, Lord, where did that go from? These fake dating, what they call it, catfishing, honeypot, all this stuff, they mixing all that stuff. All of them that's connected. All kind of scams. That's why I said what I said. But guys, let me tell you, I don't want to stretch it out. I be trying to make them short, but then God give me more stuff. God give me more stuff, things to say. Because I want, people to realize y'all made the biggest mistake of y'all life when y'all didn't get to find out the full truth, but you got on the bandwagon, listen to other people. Oh, I didn't like her from the beginning. Really? You don't like me because I live upright and honest. That's why you didn't like me. Didn't like me because I wasn't like you. And never wanted to be like y'all. Because I let y'all do y'all and I did me. But y'all got the fence with me, not me having it with y'all. When y'all the woman doing wrong stuff, I wasn't. But y'all don't like me. I never liked her from the beginning. Well, that was your problem. See, now that don't like her from the beginning got you in a worse problem because you didn't really get to know me. You chose to judge me instead of getting to know me. But you know what? Like I said before and I said it earlier, now you all in a trap you can't get out of. All over a lie. Y'all, this what I'm saying. All over a lie. And I'm praying that y'all all learn something from this. To never get on a bandwagon and come against a person you don't even know. You know, I noticed on Facebook, different ones I talked on Facebook, they unfollowed me because they was listening to another lie. They still frame who they thought I was and still getting to know me. I'm talking about people I was nice to. I seen it on Facebook. I seen certain ones on Facebook that used to follow me. You know, we used to talk, and all of a sudden they just cut themselves off. But I'm going to say this here. I do love all y'all. But it's finna be a shift. And when it shift, when God do a shift, he bring different people in your life. And when he bring different people in your life, he bring like-minded people. But all y'all had a test, and every one of y'all felt that test because y'all was selfish. Y'all chose to believe a lie rather than the truth. But I want to say this to Donald Godfrey Meeks Sr. Now your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren got to see how wicked you really are. And all the people that you lied to, there are a lot of them are seeing you. They seeing your little friends too. Your little friend, that one they know you had all the time. But they was all, y'all was all together partying on the boat, partying, all drinking and partying and taking drugs and all that other stuff. All them sex parties. To stroke your flesh, to feed your demons, your lust demons, succubus and incubus spirits. Because you sold your soul to the devil. Thought you was going to get some kind of fame. I think that's burning down real fast. Real fast. You can get some fame, all right. But no, you know what? I tell you what you do. When them boys come for you, if they ain't already came for you already, what I want you to do, how you going to get your fame, you smile on the camera. Make sure you smile. Y'all smile on that camera so you can get your fame. Because the funny part about your fame is going to be short-lived. And nobody's going to remember you. Only way they're going to remember you by how you abuse your wife and your children. How you tried to unalive your wife and your children. That's how everybody going to remember you, for the type of disgusting stuff you've done along with these people. That's how they're going to remember you. If that's the way you chose to be remembered, that's you. But it's going to be short-lived. Your memory is going to be short-lived. Soon as you close those eyes, nobody gonna never remember you again. All they gonna remember you for being a child predator, a liar, deceiver, and a thief. And a man that tried to kill his wife and children for money, for something the devil promised him that he wasn't gonna, the devil already knew you wasn't gonna get. Remember this. God created the devil. Remember the story of Job. Then you remember yourself. Guess what? None about you not gonna make me remember about nothing. Nothing. Cause matter of fact, I'm gonna make sure your name not even used in nothing. Okay? But you all have a nice day. And you know the one that joined the bandwagon with him. All over lie. Over his lies, deceit, and deception and theft. Scamming and schemes. Fraud. Fraudulent documents. All fraud. All out of jealousy. Y'all, all this came from the spirit of jealousy and hate. Jealous because you're not me. When you didn't have to be me, you should have been you. If you would have been yourself, you would have been somebody great. But you missed out because you listened to the wrong people. And that was the devil speaking through them to destroy your marriage, your legacy. You destroyed your legacy that you're never going to see. But guess what? And have a nice day. Okay?